Versatile Mage. Chapter 245 Capturing Rose Flames. Mo Fan yelled out. When the flames with the purer lineage faced off with the lower grade flames, they displayed their innate prestige. The current rose flames had an aura that was even stronger than usual. As the energy condensed, the flames became stronger. Mo Fan moved the engulfing rose flames onto his arms, where the fierce flames burned impatiently. Fiery Fist. Mo Fan raised his fist as he half knelt. He used his fist, brimming with the energy of Fiery Fist, to smash into the ground. The surging dust began to shake. Groundbreak. Mo Fan's voice was vigorous and domineering. The fist that shot out was sustained by the power of the rose flames as it entered the ground. Bang! Suddenly, the place where Jia Wenqing and Fu Tianming were standing exploded with a surge of energy. It was like a colossal fierce beast was about to burst out from there. The ground of the cage roared, and a red flame erupted from the ground. It was just like the eruption of a small volcano. The erupting flames turned into a flower filled with magnificent destructive power. The pillar of flames appeared to be the stalk, the tongues of the flames became petals, and the magma was filled within its pistil. The sight was astonishing, carrying extreme destructive force. I Tutu and Mu Nujiao were a bit astonished as they saw this. Their faces had flushed red. Within the flames, Jia Wenqing and Fu Tianming were both trying to call out the defensive magic equipment. However, their little pieces of magic equipment were of no use within the tyrannical high temperatures coming from the spirit-grade flames. The defensive magic equipment only lasted a couple of seconds before they were turned into ashes. Their bodies had been hurled into the air as they suffered the extremely high heat that came from the flowering groundbreak. The captivating red flames burned for a long time. Mo Fan was not being lenient toward Jia Wenqing and Fu Tianming. He didn't even bother to look at them as the two fell down from the air, their bodies turned completely into charcoal. Killing people would usually turn someone's eyes red. However, after Mo Fan had eliminated Yu Ang's two pawns, his gaze at Yu Ang was filled with flames. Yu Ang was behind his mask, making it hard to see his face. However, from the eye that he revealed, it showed that he was currently in shock and disbelief. It had barely been more than 2 years since the calamity of Bo City. In these 2 years, a person who had nearly failed the admittance to a magic high school had actually grasped an incredibly powerful destructive force. This was impossible, even if they had the underground holy spring. Even a warrior-level cursed beast was unable to kill him, and the two intermediate magicians were completely crushed. No wonder Hui Hui San, Hui Si, Hui Wu, and the army of dark beasts they brought along were completely destroyed. This guy didn't only possess the strength of 4 elements. Each of the elements' might was extremely abnormal. Yu Ang, will definitely turn you into a slave that will become so miserable that you'd rather die in this life. The scars on Yu Ang's face started to ache and burn once more. However, he knew that he was unable to touch Mo Fan this time. Yu Ang didn't dare to remain. Whether Fu Tianming and Jia Wenqing were alive or not was not something he cared about. He didn't even care about the cursed beast as he began to hurry toward the outside of the beast-taming iron cage. Mo Fan was trapped within the iron cage and unable to walk out. After he saw Yu Ang fleeing, he also vowed to himself, no matter where you run, Mo Fan, will definitely take your life. Yu Ang escaped from the Pearl Institute, using every sneaky trick he could. It was with great difficulty he finally found a place where he could breathe and take off his mask. It revealed the other half of his face, which was completely scarred and mangled. The disfigured part of his face was bleeding, his anger had torn the fused and melted flesh. Naturally, his face had begun to split once more, and he looked extremely bizarre and scary. Sir Deacon, we've failed our mission. Yu Ang took a deep breath before he reported events with a communication device. Sir Deacon, Yu Ang suddenly realized something before his face had gone pale. Sir Deacon had been caught. Crap. With the Deacon caught, how could he, a tiny priest, possibly escape from the heavenly network of the magic court. Furthermore, once a deacon was caught, all the priests under him would be unable to escape. All of the members of the Black Vatican within Shanghai could be considered as trapped within a pot. Yu Ang lost his spirit. He felt as though this lively city had millions of eyes upon him. He ran with his life at stake. No matter what, he could not end up in the hands of the magic court. It was that Mo Fan, that godforsaken Mo Fan. During the calamity of Bo City, he should have personally dealt with the bastard. How could he have ended up where he was now, otherwise? Even if he was able to escape from the claws of the magic court, who knew if the other half of his face would remain? He had failed to obtain anything. The Blue Deacon and all of the members of the Vatican he was in charge of were being cleaned out completely. Master Salon would definitely go crazy with anger. Not good. Even if he was able to escape, he could not return to the Black Vatican. Yu Ang made his decision. He definitely couldn't let Salon know that he was alive, or else he would suffer even worse than what would happen if he landed in the hands of the magic court. When he was ordered to deal with Mo Fan, Yu Ang was extremely happy. Never did he imagine that he would actually end up in this kind of situation, where he was being pursued by the magic court while being unable to return to the Vatican. What happened here? Heavens, what is this strange creature? That's disgusting. Corpses. There are burned corpses. Someone has been killed. It's the Great Demon. The person within that iron cage is the Great Demon, Mo Fan. Following the disappearance of the Great Nix regime formation and the tracks of the Shadow Beast, the students began to gather at the beast-taming iron cage. They were surprised to find that the beast-taming iron cage had gone through an extremely fierce battle. There were traces of magic everywhere, as well as astonishing scratch marks. The origins of the scratch marks were most likely from the monster that was stuck there like a butterfly on display. As for those burned corpses, no one knew who they were. There were wounds on Mo Fan, especially the long cut across his chest. One could almost see his internal organs. I Tutu and Mu Nujiao's healing medicine were given to Mo Fan inside the cage. However, Mo Fan's wounds were clearly cursed, and thus could not heal. Blood was still flowing out. Mo Fan, are you alright? Tang Yu's deeply concerned voice came on his Bluetooth. I won't die. Did you catch your person? We've caught him. We will finally be able to pull out the roots of all the power behind the Black Vatican in Shanghai. Tonight, there'll be a great purge. Tang Yu said a bit excitedly. However, Tang Yu heard Mo Fan's breathing was very heavy. Her voice immediately turned soft as she said, "This was all thanks to you this time." It was Zhu Zhaoting, Mo Fan said bitterly. Yes, no matter what, we were able to wipe out the Black Vatican's force this time. You guys have provided a great contribution. I will notify the captain of the magic court, Tang Yu said. I let Yu Ang escape. I'm worried that he will attack again, Mo Fan said. Don't worry, it's impossible. The person in charge of the Vatican's mission this time was him. With his mission failed, he won't dare to return to the Vatican. We will announce a wanted list for him, and as long as it is a city with a hunter union and a magic association, he won't dare to tread into them. Not just cities, but even safe areas. Even if he escapes, all he can do is become like a magical beast. And magical beasts are definitely not friendly with us, Tang Yu said. Mo Fan nodded, feeling a bit more relieved. Yu Ang had to be eliminated. Mo Fan was worried that he would hurt more of the people close to him. Even if he was a wanted man, it wasn't guaranteed that he would be unable to hurt people. No matter what, if there was a chance, Mo Fan would definitely have this person eliminated. Mo Fan would only be able to sleep properly once all the risks were gone. Chapter end. Please guys like, comment, share, and subscribe.